Alrighty.
G'day.
We are back in SA actually, back in our home, not just our home state, but basically our hometown. A little bit sooner than we expected, but we think this is a good time to kind of recap our whole lap. It was supposed to be 6 months, but
Yeah.
this didn't. So now we've officially finished our lap in 8 months. Didn't really do the East Coast, honestly. I don't know whether it just didn't thrill us very much.
Coming up, we would have been stuck there in school holidays as well, so that would have been a nightmare trying to plan around that because options are pretty thin apart from caravan parks, and
even caravan parks are thin because they're so expensive or they're fully booked. So I don't know. East Coast has yet to not even win me over, just make me want to be there. So sorry for you East Coasters. I'm sure it's lovely. Maybe. Anyways, we are going to start with crying. Oh, we're back. Okay, we're back. We're no longer crying, so we're good. Yeah, spending. The thing that everyone actually cares about is how much did it cost to do a lap? Obviously, considering we basically skipped New South Wales, Melbourne. Does Canberra even count? Who goes to Canberra?
Just disclaimer as well, everyone says it, but we're our own family, 3 kids and a dog. Everyone's spending is going to be different. We're family. Everyone's spending is going to be different.
Yes, so we had a newborn, 6-month-old, formula, a dog, and we kind of just said, screw it and have fun.
Yeah.
So we did have a lot of fun. Anyways, biggest one. What was the biggest one? Can you guess it? You wrote this list.
And I'm reading it.
Can you guess it?
So yeah, the biggest spend on our lap was groceries.
Easily the biggest spend.
Came to about, for the 8 months, $12,900.
$13,000.
Yeah, $13,000.
So for 9 months? So what you tallied that at $349 a week. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and like we said, considering we had a baby, a 6-month-old, so we had formula, nappies, dog food for Alfie.
Yeah. That's just our spend. That's pretty good. $349 a week. I think we're gonna spend more than that a week at home.
Yeah, I reckon. Yep, 100%, because we've got the shops just down the road. We're hoping we can do a few nice big cook-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
We're with friends and family a fair bit, so. I
feel like on the road you really, really make everything last and work. And I'm actually stoked with that. $349 a week. I know I'm repeating that, but that is awesome. I don't know that many families that in this day and age can do a family of 5 and a dog.
Yeah. And like you said, we just made things work. You go to some areas and you start to get towards the, staples and stuff of your pantry and that.
I would never say. I mean, we had 2-minute noodles a couple nights, but that was probably choice as well.
Vegemite sandwiches. I reckon we've even come down to plain bread one night.
Did we? I don't know.
Or butter at least. But yeah, we've just made do with what we've got at some stages because we know that the next town we're going to is going to be our big shop. That
actually makes me really excited because I reckon we could do better.
I think we can, yeah, honestly.
I reckon next lap, I reckon we can actually do better. Anyways, so that's, yeah. Oh, we also buy our water. So if you haven't watched us, we also buy in water to make the tanks last longer so that we can be off-grid for longer at a time. So back in a house or something, you're not buying water. Yes, you pay for your counter rates and your water usage and stuff, but yeah, we buy bottled or boxed water. So that's another expense that I'm chuffed with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but always something to improve on.
Yeah, I reckon we can do better next year. I reckon we can do better.
Number 2.
Number 2, that easy one, definitely was fuel. So that was basically $1,200.
Yep. 1,200, yep.
And
12,000. I was about to say 1,200. I'd be pretty happy with that.
12,100. So that's $327 a week. Again, we went pretty fast.
Yeah, I think if we actually did the full 12 months, that probably would have averaged out to probably $2.50 a week. But just this last couple of weeks would have bumped that up because we pretty much gunned it from Queensland down to SA.
How many Ks is that? How many kilometres is Queensland?
3,000 to 4,000, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Scar.
Okay, Scar. Just telling you.
So yeah, like that definitely bumped it up, and then you got big stretches that you usually pump out pretty quickly, like the Nullarbor. We did from Broome to Darwin, so long distances in a short amount of time, it definitely bumps up your fuel. Goes
a bit crazy, and like you're traveling. If we're traveling to a time frame, we can't like wait around and pick a better day to do it, but Petrol Spy has been great because there are a lot of places where if you've seen our last YouTube, there was 2 petrol stations literally across the road from each other, but you couldn't see one of them, so everyone just pulled into this one, and it was 20 cents more per litre. And when you're filling a car like ours if you've got double tanks or off-road tanks, if you've got Jerry's and stuff like that, 20 cents a litre is huge.
Yeah, and it definitely helps. Like the Nullarbor, you can sort of pick bunny hop your petrol stations if you've got a long range tank. Go that bit further just to get that better price. And when you're filling up a full tank like we have, 150 litres, it definitely, a couple of cents a litre definitely makes a difference. So
our most expensive fill up was $2.99, and we didn't do the gib. So I've heard that like up there it got to even like $3 and stuff like that.
Most
like
I've seen I reckon is like
$3.60.
It's ridiculous.
Cheapest
I reckon was just the other day. We got $1.64.
Where was that?
Not the one that we filmed that you were just saying, that was sort of 20 metres across the road, but there was one not long after that.
Okay, so not home.
Nah, I reckon it would have been like Victoria or something. Filled up for $1.64, so that was pretty good. But we do a lot of things. We collect the your 4 cents Coles discounts.
Also if you've got like a Discovery or a G'day app, they have 4 cents off Shell Express.
I just got a fly in my coffee.
Beautiful.
Yuck.
So that they're little tricks that like you can do. Or Boyd's favourite one is he goes and buys 2 chocolate bars and then gets the extra cents off. So that's my favourite one. They're free chocolate bars, he says.
If you spend $5 or more in certain petrol stations, you get 4 cents a litre off. So if you're filling up a whole tank, you get pretty much free chocolate bars plus a couple of dollars off your fuel.
There you go.
How good?
No brainer. All right, number 3, accommodation. So that's camping, stays. We actually didn't stay anywhere apart from the caravan. We never did a cabin or anything, did we? No.
Even when we were in Darwin, we had access to the house, but we still slept in our caravan. Did you include that in the accommodation or not? You did? Oh, so that was expensive. That was $1,000. Just there. Do you say how much we actually spent?
No, sorry. $6,738. So that came to about $26 a night in accommodation, which is actually very good. Like if you're talking, we did quite a few caravan parks, and then you've got that grand in Darwin where we just pulled the caravan up, but we were splitting it with family. So we paid over $1,000 in that. So even if you remove that $1,000, it's only $5,700.
Which is not too bad.
And
then obviously there's a couple of premium locations. Like we stayed in Broome, that was fairly dear. Monkey Mia as well, but
places we wouldn't do again. Like good to check off. So like if you want to see these places, they are great, but they do add up. Like Monkey Mia was quite expensive. Broome was $100 a night. Another thing we did in Broome with our Discovery parks, we became such high members that we got a free night stay throughout the year. So we used that in Broome because $100 culled $100 off of our stay, which was awesome. And I think we also do a lot of, in these expensive ones, like pay 3, stay 4, which cuts the price down a lot as well. So I think we had done that in Broome, pay 3, stay for, and then we cut the cost off one of them as well. So
it took the price down massively. So yeah, it definitely helps to pay for those memberships as well, because you're paying like 50 or 60 bucks for like 2 years, and you pretty much cancels itself out within a couple of stays anyway.
Yeah, it's so like it's nothing really. 50 bucks and you get 10% off every time, I think. Like we're actually not members to all of them though.
No.
So we just pick a few and then we go from there.
Yeah.
But the one thing that is a saver is we do a lot of free camping. So there's quite a few beach stays and stuff that don't cost anything, and we try to really utilize those.
Yeah. Even just the small roadside stops, like on the side of the highway, if we got nowhere to be, if we're literally just using it for a travel stop, we'll drive the whole day and we'll just pull up somewhere there. There's no point pulling into a caravan park if you're just going to be sleeping there. So.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, especially some of them are actually very good. Some of them have toilets and showers, and they're by like beautiful creeks and stuff like that. So you can obviously get some that aren't very nice, and ones that you wish you haven't stayed at. But we've stayed at some very easy highway stops that are perfectly fine. So they're your money savers.
Absolutely.
They, if your average for the week is at 80 bucks or something like that, or even 50, you have 2 nights that are free. Goes right down.
I think you'll find that most of our favourite places we've stayed at have been free as well.
I think it also enhances how much you like the place. Like
100%.
For me, most of our favourite places, have been free or really cheap. And at 100%, you're already like, sweet, we're not paying for this, so it is what it is. And then, I don't know, everything else just seems to be better.
Yeah, because you got no expectations. You haven't paid a thing, so you're not wasting money.
So that's the accommodation side of things anyway. Fourth,
booze.
I mean, if you know us, you know it's probably going to be wine and beer. But you know what? I regret nothing.
No. Some of the best mates we've made on the road, it's been over cracking a beer and around a fire on a beach or something, and no regrets at all. Yeah,
look, we've had a lot of fun, and this whole first year was supposed to be fun, and that's like also Margaret River. If you want to save on not drinking or not spending, don't go to Margaret River. That was a killer for us, but we bloody loved it.
It was so good. I'm glad we experienced it, because there's not much else to do in Margaret River.
There is and the breweries are awesome. We actually didn't go to a single winery, so we need to go back and do wineries. We did one. We did one. We stayed there. And that was cool because we stayed there. But the breweries there are, like, honestly, the rest of Australia needs to learn from Margaret River region.
They're next level.
And they're so family friendly. You got water slides, you got playgrounds at every single brewery. You got whole areas that are kids and family orientated. And it's, as a parent who, looks for a bit of relaxation and comfort while also entertaining the kids, otherwise they just end up on devices and stuff. And like, we all need our break, we all need our little bit. So finding awesome breweries that that do think about families, that they're awesome. So Margaret River, that was a kicker. What did it?
It's probably bumped up a bit more as well, because you do have a couple of drinks when you go out with, go out to these breweries and that. So it's not all just that. That's not all just takeaway, wine and beer.
That's
taken into account, the inflated prices of when you go out to actually have a beer and that.
And also the couple accidents that I ordered Imperial pints because we're South Australian. There were quite a few places that I'd just go in and ask for a pint. But a pint is an Imperial pint, whereas South Australian pints are just
pints.
I don't know, like, stupid. A pint, it should be a pint, and then you go to Imperial. Anyway, we're South Australian, and I definitely made that mistake a few times.
How much did we actually spend?
Did I not say? $6,500.
Sheesh. I don't think I figured that out weekly, because it makes it sound even worse. So.
But like what Boyd said, some of those beers and wines are easily $10 to $15 each.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is. But like I said, I regret nothing.
Zero regrets. Like it's something we can always work on next lap. You know, this was you know, all for a bit of fun. We're experiencing Australia for the first time. Of course, we're going to go out and have a bit of fun in that. But yeah, something to work on.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. See what happens.
I like making friends and having beers. It's fun. All right. Number 5 is takeaway and eating out. So that kind of delves into the going to breweries and stuff like that, because nuggets and chippies.
Yeah, nuggets and chippies.
Nuggets and chippies and apple juice.
Come on.
And they add up. Honestly, the worst price for nuggets and chippies, Early Beach.
How much did we spend? It was like $16, wasn't it?
One of the meals for the kids was, yeah, like $16, and I think you got like 4 nuggets and like half a bowl of chips. No drink, no dessert. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, they add up, and then because they get chips and nuggies, we get chips and nuggies.
Adult chips and nuggies. I only paid $17 for a chicken palmy the other night. Which is pretty much exactly what we were paying for the kids' meals. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
So that it all adds up, but it's all part of it as well. Like, we can't go to breweries and stuff and not have anything for the kids. It's exactly a no-brainer. And like we said, this lap was definitely about having fun, going to the places that we might not go again, seeing it for ourselves and enjoying it. And so I don't know that you'll see as much of that next year, but we had fun.
That's it. And like, we take away coffees and that, we don't really do that much. It's a treat for us because we use instant coffee in the van, so
yeah,
going out for a coffee is a bit of a treat. We don't actually do it that often, but
no. And when we do, Scarlett spills my drink normally. So
what was it, like your last 3 or 4 coffees? Yeah, you've only had half of, the other half gets spilled.
Someone spills it. Scarlett spilled one. Lincoln spilled the other one. It's It doesn't make me go and buy more, that's for sure, because they just go to waste. Anyways, that's nothing. But yeah, like sometimes, I don't know, you're just exhausted. Yeah. And getting a little bit of a treat is good. And it does mean that our groceries, I guess, like if you add the groceries and the takeaway together, that gets pretty high.
Yeah.
But convenience sometimes takes over.
Had a long day driving and you just like, bugger, I don't want to cook.
Or if the weather's terrible, like, because we cook mostly outside, if the weather's terrible, it's really hard to manage it. But I mean, we definitely have. We've cooked in the wind, we've cooked in the rain. So yeah.
And honestly, sometimes takeaway is like cheaper than actually going to the shop and cooking it yourself.
There have been, yeah. But that I think we can improve on. I definitely think we can improve on the takeaway.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we can do better than, I didn't even say, $4,622 for 9 months. So I think that one, definitely we can rein it in.
For sure.
Yeah. But that's fine. And then number 6 is maintenance. This is pretty low, really, because, you didn't give me the price of it.
So that was our top 5 anyway, and then these are just a couple of little things. So I got maintenance. We haven't had really that many dramas on the road, so we've got off pretty scot-free with having to fix things and that. I think the worst of it was honestly just recently with our tyre fiasco.
Oh, I was going to say that I killed the drone.
Oh, and the drone, that goes in maintenance and tools. So
yeah. Sorry, what goes in tools?
You're a tool for crashing it.
Yeah, so
I bumped it up a bit.
A few things, but yeah, we haven't really had too many dramas. I guess that goes into having this all pretty new and
Cat price servicing helps a lot as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically no dramas mechanically.
Yeah, and we don't worry about like washing the car and stuff like that, which adds up. We did it once in Broome, and I think it cost us like $30 or $40, and it didn't even wash it well. So we don't really pay for stuff like that in terms of maintenance. And then like you've got the activities. Our kids are too young. It's too hard to do stuff like I'd love to go and spend the money and swim with whale sharks and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's just big things like shark diving and stuff.
Yeah.
There's just no point doing it. And that's probably why our takeaway and our booze prices were up a bit, is because they love doing it as well. They love going to breweries, especially the West Coast ones where there's playgrounds, there's stuff for them to do.
They put their pub fit on.
Yeah, they've got their pub outfits, and it's a day out for us and it's a day out for them as well.
Yeah, so then we don't do expensive other activities. So it all kind of fits in. Like, honestly, here, so the total for 9 months, it is 9 months, right?
8 months, or 8, 9 months, whatever you want to call it.
Was $53,000 and $50.
So that's pretty well budgeted. We budgeted 60 grand for the entire lap. Obviously we cut it short on the West Coast a bit, but yeah, I'm stoked with that, to be honest.
$53,000. That's 9 months on the road. We did 4 months on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there's so many ways that you can cut that down. Like we're saying, I'd love to cut the grocery spend down and the takeaway spend down, and the alcohol spend down. Cutting them down next year that'll be the fun task. I think hashing this out in a year's time will be really interesting.
Compare the pair.
Yeah, although our kids now eat a lot of food. Do you know how expensive fruit is?
Yeah, pretty expensive.
So yeah, that's the spend. $53,000, 9 months on the road, and a full lap.
All right, next. What are you doing there? So next we're going to run through some of our favourite places and the places we'll definitely be going back to.
Yeah, I think it's less favourites and places that we want to do it again.
Looking forward to.
So top one, because it's most recent, I think, is Gunpoint. Yeah. I would love to do it again. I really, really want to see a croc. Like, we did an entire month in Northern Territory and did not see any crocs. Just
out in the wild.
I mean, we did on the boat cruise, but no crocs. We spent 5 days at Gunpoint, where apparently there's crocs everywhere. Didn't see one. Anyways, I want to go back, do some fires. Yeah,
we loved it there. Probably, it definitely boosted it up a bit because we were pretty crook in Darwin.
Yeah.
And I think that was our first sort of step into being back off grid again.
And it was free. It was free.
It was
awesome. We loved it. Anyways, number 2, I don't know if we'll be able to do it again. It's going to be difficult. Karijini. So we loved it. It felt really fulfilling, I think, like, because we tackled all of those hikes with 3 kids, it really, I don't know, it just felt good.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was free. We were free camping. We weren't paying to be anywhere. And we did heaps of fires and cook-ups. Like, honestly, it just felt good and fun and fulfilling.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a real different task to do it again. Lincoln being another 6 months older or a year older. He's going to be big. It's going to be hard. So, I don't know.
He was, because he was a lot easier to manage because he was just a baby. Now he's going to be a little toddler with a mind of his own and likes to put himself in dangerous situations.
And I don't know. Anyways, I think we will tackle it to compare it.
Because there were a couple of gorges that were closed and we missed them. So that'd be good to,
But I don't know if we'll enjoy it as much. So that'll be a tricky one, I think. Catch you later.
All right.
Sorry, that's just our homeowners.
Our landlords.
Our landlords. Membernup. Which one was Membernup?
Membernup was South WA, so that was right after the Nullarbor. So about an hour east of Esperance there.
Free. Again, free.
Free.
It's already like up there on the good vibes list because it's free.
We loved it there. It was just a mixture of we spent 2 days in the little bush camp behind the beach there, and then after 2 days we moved down onto the beach. It meant
that no matter what the weather was, we were good, because if we wanted to be, if it was windy, we could just be in the bush out of the weather, and if it was good, we could be on the beach. So, awesome. And then we got South of free, not free, but it was also awesome.
It just had everything. Awesome. We were on the beach. We just made so many mates there as well. You just walk up and down the beach, you meet a heap of great people, you go out for day trips, there's a couple of full drive tracks around there.
It kind of had everything.
we're probably blessed with the weather as well. A lot of people have bad experiences on the Ningaloo coast because of the winds and the way the weather kicks in there, but we were pretty lucky.
I think all of these actually, Membernup we didn't have the best weather, but we didn't have terrible weather. But all of these I'm now looking at going, it could be shit.
Yeah.
We didn't have flies in Karijini, in any of the gorges and stuff. We had them at camp, but then we started the fires. So they disappeared. South Lefroy, we had one bad day of wind. And so, yeah, I am looking at this going, it could be a very, very different experience doing it again.
Yeah.
So if you do them, they are amazing, but you got to get them at the right time.
That's it. Exactly.
And I think that goes to say, like, our least favourites, like Hamlin Pools, if you've watched that episode, there was just bugs everywhere. So, like, through the day, everyone was in masks because of nets, because the flies were so bad. And then the sun went down and the beetles came out and they were everywhere. And, like, I'd be lifting up anything inside the van and there was more beetles.
Oh, and we're not talking like, you know, like everywhere, like visually, you know, you're swatting them everywhere. You could literally run your hand across the floor under like our bath mat, say, and you would pick up a handful of beetles.
They were gross, and they took probably, it took probably like a good 4 days for us to be like, okay, they're definitely gone.
Yeah.
They were in everything.
Yeah, that was pretty sour, and it made us real paranoid heading into Shark Bay and Monkey Mire, because we had a bit of time planned in there, so we were pretty nervous, but we got off pretty scot-free those next few nights. So
yeah, like I would just say, if you get bugs, just leave. Don't stay. Not the flies. The flies are gonna be there anyway, but the beetles. Thank God that was a one-nighter.
Yeah.
Because that was horrible. And yeah, like caravan parks. Like, we don't really love caravan parks.
But like they definitely have their positives and their uses.
They're necessary.
They're just too crammed for us. We don't like living on top of other people, and we like our space. I've
definitely found, like, when I book them, I try to book the biggest site possible, because like, we loved Cairns Coconut because I booked the biggest sites. Also, we had our mates there, which was awesome. Our landlords. But it meant we were way back. We had to walk into everything. Like, it was a decent hike to the entertainment areas, I guess. But it also meant that we were away from it in a positive way as well.
Yeah.
So when we got there and we got our site, then you walk through the caravan park and they're like zigzagging on top of each other, and so I don't like that.
We just get the biggest site we can, and you know, it's
not always possible though. Venus Bay was our first real, like, I don't even know how some of the cars
I don't even know how we got in there. Like, that was tight there.
Yeah.
We were right on the border of our thing, and we could barely even have our warning out. It was, the sites were that small.
Yeah.
Which goes, I guess another reason we're not a massive fan of them is they can be very underwhelming for the money that you pay.
Oh, Broome.
Yeah.
Broome. $100 a night for a swimming pool.
Yeah.
That was it. So, like, you're paying for the convenience and the place. Like,
that's
and safety. Safety. You are paying for safety. So there's places that we have paid because we know or have been told that there's a lot of theft in the area or whatever, and there's security guards in these caravan parks. So you pay for that. And
not that they're always safe still.
They're not. They're still not.
But it's a bit of peace of mind anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, we're just going to avoid all places like that next year, I think.
If we can, yeah.
If we can. I think it's going to be a big free camp adventure, I think, as much as we can, off the beaten track. And then, yeah, the other one is, like, unfortunately, there is an app that we kind of have strayed away from because the fees are too high. So we love Wikicamps. So Wikicamps is really good, and it's really honest and open about the cost of them and stuff. And yes, sometimes the price does go up compared to what you're reading, but it's very open. There's no hidden tricks and stuff like that. Whereas we have been screwed over a couple times where we've paid what we thought was a site fee, or like, you know, your setup fee, one person, and then we've actually had owners drive past our site and be like, you actually have to pay this, this, and this extra.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this one in particular is ridiculous. Like, they charge an extra $11 a night per kid, even for our
Lincoln was 6 months old, I think.
Yeah. And like, what are they using? Like, you can plead, you know, insurance or for insurance purposes all you want, but what the, I can't justify it.
Also, let's mention we were in a paddock with no water, no electricity, no toilets, no facilities at all, no playground, no pool, literally a paddock.
Yeah.
And they came past and they were like, you owe us an extra, I think it was $35 a night or something, which meant that for a paddock, it cost us $90 a night or something.
So lucky we don't have the Beatles in the van then. They probably would have charged for them as well.
Yeah, that's a lesson that we learned, a painful one, an expensive one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned that very quickly, and we actually avoided this app for a long time because of it. Yeah. And when I emailed and they just didn't respond, and they removed my review, they removed a lot of,
I don't know how they can do it, but
yeah, and then I actually had, funnily enough, people message us and be like, oh my god, they did the same to us and we left.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish we left.
Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah, it was a lesson learned anyway.
Yeah, so just hidden fees can really catch you off guard, especially with kids. So that kind of, yeah, we'll be avoiding all things like that.
100%.
But yeah, they're probably the best places we've stayed and the least happy we've been.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're nearly done here, but let's just touch on the biggest things we've learnt being on the road, aside from everything that we've already talked about.
Yep.
What would be your biggest thing?
Mine? Yeah, probably learning to slow down a bit. Like, yeah, coming from full-time work back into the full-time parenting gig, it's been a lot. So patience is a new skill that I've learnt, or I'm still learning. Nah, just slowing down. Yeah, learning to not having to be somewhere all the time, enjoying being in the moment, spending time with the kids.
Yeah, I think that would be the biggest thing that like I would love you to like nail, or no, not nail, but like just being in the moment and not having to focus. And I struggle with it too, but I find that sometimes I can switch quickly or quicker to realizing that this is a moment that we want to be in and enjoy, and whether that means that I'm in the middle of something and I just throw it out the way.
Yeah,
that's something that you struggle with.
Yeah.
But it's getting there. I think being in the family so much more and fully, like you always used to leave.
Yeah.
So you're fully in this family
Full
now.
work. I had a job.
So yeah, like you're fully in it all the time.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, just sometimes, we all miss it, but sometimes it's good to just acknowledge the moment that's happening and forget everything else.
What about you?
I'm loving all this photography stuff. And I think you are too.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I took a pretty big interest in it before we took off on this trip, and I think our skills have just developed tenfold. Like, yeah, we're teaching each other things. Kayla's easily gotten better on the drone than I, minus the crash. Easily better on the drone than I am now. Just the amount of driving I do, and she's following the car. It's pretty cool, like going back and editing and watching what you've captured on that. Yeah, and like our like good camera, like I love whipping it out. I take it everywhere, and I think the other thing is like we used to be embarrassed. I don't know why, but like you've got this big camera on you, and now I guess it's just not embarrassing anymore. I love whipping it out. I love capturing it. The camera. And you know, whether it be you've got everything on manual and you're playing with all the switches and whatnot, or
you're chucking it on auto because everything's moving too much, but you're capturing those moments, and I love it. We just looked back the other day, even through your phone camera roll, and I was like, I love the memories that we have captured. That, you know, we've had comments like, oh, Lincoln's not going to remember any of this, and I get it, but there's no way he can forget it either. It's there forever.
Yeah, you're right.
Just a bit of bluey going on in the background.
Can I cut it up?
Yeah,
yes,
go
darling.
for it.
I love that our kids will always forever be able to look back and, like, you know, they say this is a trip of a lifetime, and this is a lifestyle of a lifetime for our kids. Like, these
are memories that they're going to have forever,
and I hope
we're capturing them.
I hope that it instills something in them forever.
Yeah.
Whether it be us as a family, or, you know, that you can go and chase your dreams. I don't know, getting soppy. But I love that we're capturing that whether they forget it or not, they can always look back and try to remember it.
Yeah.
And I love being the person that does that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, and learning. Like, it's a lesson that we've never, I've always loved photography, but I actually get to do it now.
Yeah.
And
it's
have
cool.
fun with it.
It's very cool. And a different backyard every day makes for very good inspiration.
Yeah, I like it. So they're two massive things that I finally feel more than just a mum. Like, I've always worked while parenting, but I feel like this is something that I love, and I actually feel like this is what it's like to love what you do.
Yeah. I think so too. And like you said, it's, you feel like a bit of a wank carrying a big camera around, but you carry a camera and you feel like having a one? Yeah, it's just that exciting. But you know, your friends might give you a bit of shit, oh, why are you carrying that thing around? But at the end of the day, they look at the photos that you snap, just candid photos.
Send that to me. I like that.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so cool. You captured that.
And it becomes a cool memory that they can have as well. Yeah. And
I love doing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah, and then I guess I don't know. It's not all fun. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
There's colds and flus. There's places you can't go into, whether you've got a kid or a dog. Like, there are limits to everything. You can't do everything. And I think the biggest thing, if you're gonna go out there and do something like this, accept it. You are not gonna see everything. There's gonna be times where you're in an amazing place, but the weather's shithole, or you can't get to an amazing place because your time's running out or whatever. Accept that you cannot see and do
You can't control everything.
Yeah.
Just roll with the punches and just make the most of it. Like you said, if you get somewhere and it's bucketing down with rain, make the most of it. Go out, bloody swim in the puddles and shit,
Yeah, or have a movie day, because it's a lot. It's taxing. It can be a lot. So have a movie day sometimes. I think the worst would be colds and flus. They
just ruin things. They shut you down.
Yeah.
Any sort of sickness on the road, whether it's.
But they happen. They happen. And sometimes you do have to just go, right, this is the moment. You giving him a muffin?
Yeah, I was just going to put right here if you want.
Okay, thank you, sweetie. I'll give it to Teddy in a minute. Yeah, roll with the punches. It's sometimes hard to accept it, but you'll find it much more enjoyable accepting defeat sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Accepting defeat.
Alrighty, we're nearly done here. So I guess we're obviously home. What is next for us?
What is next? So we have actually been invited to the Full Drive Adventure Show in Adelaide. So 25th,
that's one of the reasons that we also had to come home, because that's where we're going to be.
25th, 26th, 27th of October at the Wavell Showgrounds. We'll be there with our cruiser. So come down and say good day, have a bit of a chat. We can show you through our rig, and it's going to be awesome. Just
a bit of fun.
Yeah. And some friends that we've spent a bit of time with.
Come see with us. If you don't
Coast.
follow them too, because they're pretty cool. They're going to be there with us too. And that's just going to be a fun couple of days.
I have no idea what to expect.
No idea.
We're just thrown to the deep end here, but we'll just keep swimming, I guess.
Okay, Nemo. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. And then a couple of weeks after that, we obviously, if you've seen, we are selling our caravan. You've also established that we're not stopping traveling, so that means we have a new caravan.
New van.
I don't know why I just did a cover up.
Very slow.
Anyways, yes.
New caravan.
New caravan coming in November. Very exciting, so we can't wait to see that.
More power, more water.
King bed.
King bed. So yeah, just lets us be off grid for that little bit longer, which is what we're all about.
More free camping, that's it. So that'll be us. So stay tuned, stick around. There may be a few weeks here and there where we might be a little bit slow on YouTube, but we're still here. We're gonna come back bigger and stronger.
Yeah, hopefully show you a bit of SA while we're at it.
Yes, anyways, that's us. Catch you later.